Oh, all the camp.
All right, and hello everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight here at Bayard Livestream. As you can see, we got Mr. Wayne Caffrey and Johnny Gibson that's up here shooting tonight. Promises to be a pretty good one. This is 8-ball, race 12. Johnny is getting two on the wire. This is the first game here, so Johnny's two games have actually already posted up on the scoreboard. That was the opening break you just saw there between the two of them. Playing ACS style rules, which I think we actually just played last night. So anybody that was able to tune in then probably remembers those pretty well. Nothing too difficult. You have to call your ball in pocket. The 8 on the break, you have the option to either spot the 8-ball back up or re-rack, but it is not a win. Whenever it comes to the shooting the 8-ball for the win, if you make the 8 and scratch, you lose. If you do not make the 8 and scratch, you do not lose. It just continues on back to opponent gets ball in hand on that one. So nothing too difficult. Sure, probably plenty of you have seen Mr. Wayne Caffrey here quite a few times. Most of the times being one pocket, a little bit of 9-ball here and there. Mr. Johnny, this is actually his very first time out here, so with any luck, kind of like we tell everybody whenever they come in for the first time, forget the cameras are here, forget everything, kind of how isolated it is. It's a very different experience. He seemed pretty comfortable with coming in here and taking care of business, so we'll stand by, wait and make sure that that gets done and see how full Wayne's got his hands full. So for all the people that's watching, let us know. Who do you think, Wayne or Johnny? This is actually my first time meeting Johnny, which is too bad. Super, super nice guy. Glad he was able to come out here and join us. He looks like he was looking forward to it. So I don't know his skill level too well. He did say that like whenever it comes to he plays in like APA Masters and does run as a 6 in there, which puts him above average for whenever it comes to shooting ability. I'm not sure. I haven't seen Wayne play in leagues in a while. I'm not sure where he would be, but I'd actually put him right about the same. So I think that 2 games on the wire, typically speaking, would give Johnny a little bit of advantage. But again, with the first times out here and between on these tables and in this kind of environment, it may take those couple of games away from him. So we'll know by the time this is over with.
Well, calm down. Oh,
All right. When fiddle around with that 8 ball, trying to get it out of danger up there. And actually, looks like he left a little bit of a tester for Johnny over here. Now that one's gonna have to go all the way back down table, but bold length shot here. He's probably gonna do a little more along the lines of just trying to hide the ball, and not a terrible job of doing that. And Muhammad, yes, Swain does like to play on Sundays. I think this is his church. I'm not real sure. Might have to start, serving up some bread and wine for people that are consistent on Sundays. I think John doing a nice job of covering that ball up a little bit. Leaves a little bit of a side pocket shot, but he makes it a little tougher whenever it's kind of jacked up over that 2 ball like it is. Decides to go cross side, and really makes a great shot on that one. Yes, I do need to get an offering plate out here. I know Johnny said that a few of his friends and family might be able to join us on the stream tonight. I hope that came true. And if you're out there and listening, let us know who you are, where you're from. That includes Wayne's friends and family out here, and we just like to see the names pop up of the people that are watching. We don't get real good insight for some reason of who all is able to join us during the stream. Muhammad, I'm gonna have to remember the SunTrust comment. Might get him a t-shirt. Mr. Halsey, great shooting last night. Thanks for joining us, and as always, thanks for the donation. Really appreciate that. Muhammad, you're always trying to win the comment sections. Miss Serena Parker, Johnny's wife, glad you could join us. I think you did mention that if he loses tonight, that you said he had to sleep outside. I think that's a great way to handle it. Give him a little extra incentive to make sure that he gets out here and takes care of business. Doing a good job right now. It does get a little tough on that 3 ball, so he's gonna have to be a little careful of this shot. Definitely doesn't want to push the ball through it. Since they are playing, that was nicely done. Since they are playing BCA style rules, as long as you jack the back of the stick up a little bit, then it's not considered a double hit, which is a little odd sometimes because there is no definition of how jacked up a ball can be. And that was a really great attempt on that one for Johnny, trying to sneak that one in the side pocket. Now Wayne comes back up the table, and I see, let's see. Oh, that was Wayne tagging his wife. I thought that was Miss Rebecca joining us. So Wayne playing a good safety on that one. It's now that 8 ball is blocked from plain sight, and it actually looks like, let's see if we can switch to the side here. He's got a little bit of a ball. I'd almost want to shoot this one rail, mainly because of just being on a table, like for himself, being on a table that he doesn't know too well. Looks like he is going to go ahead and try a 2-ball shot on this one. And he sure hit that good. That was a great, great attempt. It does leave it back with Wayne having a shot and a potential run out. The only one that I really see him having some difficulty with, maybe that 11. And we'll see how he decides to play this. The good thing about his lead from here, I'd actually be a little surprised if he took that 14 now, but excuse me, not the 14, the 13. The 14 is what he probably should be taking. A little combo from that 10 into that 14 might actually get that 8-ball out enough for that give that 11-ball a little bit of a window. See, I actually just noticed that I did not have my pen on, so I'm not drawing on the screen, I'm just touching it. And so Wayne continuing on with the defense mode, but this one's a little bit more on the routine side if he wanted to go to that long rail, because if you look at that angle, it's just shoot towards that second diamond and a little bit of run in English. And I believe he could make that 8-ball, because he could kick from behind it. The problem with kicking behind it is that if he does that, he's going to knock it out of the way of that 11-ball and leave that thing open. So yeah, I really do like this way a lot better. Once again, looks like he might be on target. Makes a good hit, but does clear that pocket. So Wayne's got a few options now to potentially get out of this one. If he makes that 11-ball, he may be off and running this one. Doesn't want to run it down too far. Pushes that one right on in. 14-ball should be next. All right, a little 10 combo here. And he probably would have been just fine if that would have went in, but nevertheless, now he actually gets to get a little bit better lead. So as long as he doesn't run into that 8-ball, looks like he's sitting pretty good. I believe Wayne may take our first game here. All right. It's Wayne bringing that spot just a little bit closer, and now we're 1-2.
Something we didn't talk about.
I believe they're discussing on the wreck your own or opponent rack. Typical whenever it comes to BCA or ACS rules, you do rack your own in that one, but of course both of them are APA players and it's opponent rack on that, so that one kind of go back and forth. Wasn't really talked about that much on beforehand, so looks like they got it worked out. And so it is opponent rack, but they are doing alternating racks from the looks of it. All right, let's check out and see how Johnny smashes the rack here. Pretty solid hit. Kind of got to the side of it just a tiny bit, but nice open break. Still good and solid. 14 looks like he did make 1 ball. He's got a few different options. He's can actually choose between solids and stripes on this one, as he's got a 14 in the side or 5 in the corner. Those stripes do look pretty open, so I don't really think you can go wrong with either one of those. The only difficulty I see is maybe, what is that, the 11-ball is sitting close to that 8-ball. Has a little bit smaller window, but other than that, Johnny has a good chance of getting off and running, and he's actually pretty close to where he would need to be for that cue ball sitting now to go down table, but I believe he wants to go ahead and work this table up on this side. He kind of jumps down one, strokes that one a little bit, and lets Wayne come back to the table. Wayne looking at it, starting off with that 7 ball on the side. We'll see if he's planning on doing the same thing and just kind of working from one end of the table to the other. Typically not a bad strategy to do that. I'm a little surprised, I believe, that he's going for 4 ball over, because he does not want to get too straight on that one. Comes off a little funny. That is still a makeable ball. It's just going to make that cue ball really, really travel if he decides to go across the face of that 6 ball. So now he's looking down table, probably looking to see if there's anywhere that he can hide it. This is going to come down a few rails. He's decided to go to the other corner. It's going to be a little difficult to get it to go back down table. The undercuts and it does travel down really well. Looks like Johnny might have a shot inside or corner now. Yeah, I believe if he would have made that shot, it would have buried into it a little bit more. I'm not sure if it would have made it too well down here without punching that a little harder, but Johnny catching that top point on that one. So Wayne getting a second chance. Narrow miss on that 9 ball. Wayne coming back up with a 6 that can get him back down table without too much issues. Definitely wants that to travel a little more. And good thing about where Wayne's are laying down here is once he can kind of get it down table, he really doesn't have any reason to go back up table. So it's a little easier to control that way. They'll hit it pretty hard. And I believe he was trying to bump those 2, and I'm not sure why, because that 3 ball does go in from where it's, at least it looks like it goes in from where it's sitting. And I look out the window over here on the side, that one's pretty open. I believe he could just bump it and still have a shot on that 1 ball in the other corner. Big stretch across the table. And he's got that, should have that 1 ball in the other corner. It looks like he's got a pretty good bead even on that 5 ball. So he doesn't really have to do too much work in order to finish this one out. If he gets a hold of that one pretty heavy, he gets a little on the lucky side. Now he's left that, not only left that 5 ball, a good shot for the corner, but just that little bit of angle to kind of float that back up above that back above the 8 ball, excuse me. All right, with a careful shot on that 8 ball. Spot is now gone. The 2 of them have tied up at 2-2. I think it's just the beginning, maybe a little bit here. That's kind of maybe the nerves kind of catching Johnny a little bit. I believe he'll get that one back in focus here within another game or so. And he's got the first couple of them out of the way and seeing how everything's rolling. So now it's time just to keep that head down and shoot him straight. All right, nice open rack, but Wayne fails to pocket anything on that one. Just a little look up table, and once again, looks like Johnny's got a reasonably open table here. I don't really see anything with too much trouble. Maybe the 6 ball sitting behind that 11 is up on the far side. Ready. Looking at 2 ball next. I'd actually like to see him come up here and get that, potentially get that 1 ball. Again, just working from one end of the table to the other. I know a lot of people don't have a problem with kind of going up and down table. I think these 2 guys, much like myself, I try to work sections at a time, and it seems to work out really well. My game's not everybody's game, so sometimes people will do a little bit more what he's kind of doing here, and that's kind of go back and forth. If you're comfortable with letting a ball roll from one end to the other, then that's definitely the way to play it. The more I let that cue ball roll, the more trouble I seem to get into. So the less I can let it roll, the more comfortable I'll be. So looks like I've got a 6 ball shooting to bank over there in that cross side pocket. He's got a nice line for it. It looks like he had to hit behind it a little bit. So he may have been sitting at the edge of that 14 and not been able to get a straight stroke at it. So Wayne coming back to the table. My guess is we're going to see a 9 ball on the side. I think that's the line. Yep. Yes, I believe he's just going to go ahead and play. Well, yep. See, he didn't turn my pin on again. That's what happens when you got too many buttons. It's probably a good thing because he didn't go with my shot. Johnny playing a nice little forced stun shot there. Looks like he does have a shot potentially on that 1 ball, but with it being as close as it is, he may not like that shot because anytime we're looking at really, really close to the edge of the ball like that one, sometimes it's a little tougher to shoot at it. We want to kind of shoot a little bit wide, and of course that doesn't pocket balls that way. So I'm guessing this is probably going to be a little bit more of a defense and just sticking it probably. I believe he wanted that to get down the bottom rail, but it's okay. He still isn't leaving anything too easy for Wayne over there. Had a few options on that one. Getting a little bit closer to that 9 ball than I believe he wanted to. Stuff a 10 ball shot down there, which may end up being a little bit better option. Drills that one in nicely, comes back up and throws his hands up a little bit. And I'm kind of surprised at that because he did leave himself a nice side pocket shot. He ran a little bit further than I'm sure he'd like to, but just straight stroke and concentrating just like that. It goes right on in. Only issue he's got here is that 14. He's going to want to leave a little bit of an angle. Don't know if that's going to be quite enough angle to get over on that 14. You'd have to put quite a shot on it or go to the bottom rail and a little bit of right hand spin, maybe get to it. He tries to work the magic and fails to pocket it in the correct, fails to pocket the ball in the correct pocket. Now, Johnny's turn. Pretty open table. I think I'd want to save that 7 ball for last. If he's comfortable getting back down on that 8 ball, he can shoot any direction he wants. All right, nicely played. And making that combo down there a little bit more of Wayne's problem to deal with. So the good thing is, considering where those 3 balls are, defense is virtually out of the question. He's going to be able to make a hit on something. I mean, he could leave it on that top far left side and kind of create a combo situation to make it a little bit more difficult. But other than that, he doesn't have a whole lot of defense options. I'm sure we can all think of a few that you'd like to be able to play, but executing them is a bit of a different story. All right. Did shoot a nice shot, but at least leaving it jacked up over a ball. So it kind of limits the English that he's able to put on it. Johnny's still looking a little bit more at the defense on this one. It's not a bad method until Wayne gets that 8 ball cleared out. Now he can has to be a little bit more careful on the direction because it almost looks like it's lined dead straight up. All right, so that 8 ball's cleared. Should be time for Johnny to get to work. All right, looking pretty good from here. Doesn't really have to do too much except for playing that 7 ball straight down. We can just get that cue ball basically a straight in shot. I believe he wanted to come down a little bit further. That 5 over here on the side, but it doesn't look like it's going to be too bad. If he can just make this one, he's got a few different options. I think the best one for the way that some of the things we've been seeing is probably just go ahead and slow ball that in. Just like he tried to do there, just didn't quite make it. A little bit more of a cut would have helped him out on that one. So Wayne's got a good opportunity to go ahead and steal these first 3 games. So he calls that 8 ball in the corner. Nicely done by Mr. Wayne Caffrey. Moves the chains up to 3-2. Johnny over here checking out the window and have to ask him why he's in my business over here. Go there and shoot some pool. It looks like he's starting to loosen up a little bit. So see how he's doing it. And unfortunately, because of the different microphones in here, I can't hear the other room. We are in soundproof room over here. Sometimes I'd love to hear some of the conversations going on over there. And Mr. Johnny pockets the ball over there. See, check our comments over here. Hey, Brandon, how's it going? I know you tried to call me. Sorry, bud. It's been really, really busy, but I'll get up with you as soon as I can. And Dylan, this is actually down in Riverview, Florida. This is technically speaking, it's at a residence. It's a separate building from the home itself. So if you're a pool player, by all means, come check us out sometime. Take a peek around this table a little bit. Looks like he's trying to cut that 14 ball down. That was a nicely done shot there. There's a couple of different options. I don't, well, really only see one, and that's that 15 that he's looking at down there. Probably going to go ahead and come around a couple rails, maybe try to get back on the other side of those balls. It hits that one pretty hard. Luckily enough, it still opens up a few shots for him. Doing a good job down here, getting to work and take a look and seeing where he needs to be lined up for that 9 ball up here in the corner, and 2 ahead of it. So this does look like he's trying his best to think 3 ahead, but that one is going to have a little trouble getting in the position that he needs. Now he can straighten that one out a little, but let's see, it does look like, that 1 ball is sort of hanging over the edge a little bit, and decided to go up a little higher. I thought he might use that edge of that 1 ball to sort of bump that a little. Help straighten that stroke out some. Or the shot, not the stroke. Thanks, Johnny, back at the table, and he does still have a couple of complications in this run. That 1 ball being one of them. It looks like it could probably go on the side if he gets the right angle on it. But it's tough for most anywhere else. That 5 ball is not a hanger either. The rest of them aren't too bad. He's just got to watch his angles here as he goes and plays this one. I'd actually like to see him shoot that 2 ball, just a little stop shot, and be able to play that 1 afterwards. He's got a pretty good angle from where he's sitting now. Comes a little far back across, but that 5 ball will go in the side, and it would actually free that 1 ball up as well. Looks like he's looking up at the 7 ball. Nicely done there as well. So again, back that same kind of angle. So he's actually come out pretty good. Kind of folds that one a little bit, and so Wayne back up the table with an opportunity here. I mean, Wayne finishing that one out, gets close, just obviously does not make that 8 ball in. Ooh, yeah, tough break for Johnny on that one, and makes that one tough. Goes ahead and concedes the game since it is going to be ball in hand with that 8 ball sitting in the jaws of the pocket.
4-2. That was a tough position you got.
What?
That right there, he leaves the 8 ball and you got 2 balls on the rim. 3 balls. It was all good.
That's why he was.
Apologize. You'll be able to hear the other room, but I do need to turn the mic off for just a moment in this room. And I'll be right back with you in less than 3 minutes.
About this high, though.
I just wanted to get home and break. Did it. Leave the cue ball on the rim. Oh. was me. Well, that worked. Put it wherever I can make it, Johnny, that's all.
Wayne caught that one a little bit wrong as you saw that English taken off
Oh, man.
after that shot. And Wayne pulling at that jump cue for a danger shot on that 8-ball up table. So it's not quite as bad because at least if he scratches and doesn't make it, then no big deal. But if it happened to find a pocket after making it, what a great shot that was.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I bring out the best. So when they play me, they always bring out their very best.
That was well done. Both of them looking over this way and had to give all the props away.
Anytime they play me, they always gotta bring out their very best. I see them playing everybody else. They don't shoot like this. When they shoot me, I gotta get all the special tricks and all of that done to me. All right. Say no more. Say no more.
Give them a minute to contain themselves, and I don't think either one of them believes
Yeah.
how that one just went. I know I'm having a little trouble with it.
Sorry, brother.
Great shot nonetheless.
I don't see you shoot like this in Masters. Okay. Y'all hear me, right? All right. Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Johnny giving us a little show off on the camera back here. Glad to see he's having a good time out there. See something like that, all you can do is just kind of tip your head and go on to the next game. Wayne making a nice little draw shot there, give himself position on that 5-ball up here in this bottom right corner. That's some good speed, and we'll probably see a 3 in the side. Let that ball go ahead and drift down a little. Still got his choice between cut on the 7 or 6-ball potentially could go. It looks like it's pretty tight over there, so he's choosing the right one with that 7-ball. This one getting a little bit tougher. He's kind of left himself behind a combo that I'm not sure if that combo goes. And he cannot see that 6-ball. And he doesn't want to jam that 4-ball up behind anything, so he's got to be a little careful here. But if he hits that one kind of straight on, just leaves that cue ball down towards the bottom, could just kind of like shoot it down here and just glance, let the cue ball float to the bottom. Marks off the table. As he tries a tough cut, leaves himself all right, as it does stay right by the pocket, opens that pocket up for potentially his next shot, but he's got to get that next shot, and I'm sure by now Johnny wants to go ahead and get that first win. And barely misses that one. Does leave a couple of open shots for Wayne. I see Johnny over here making some comments from the other room. Johnny, got to put that phone away. It's not going to make you better. Watch it tonight. Then go back and practice. Very well done shot there. I think he'll go ahead and take that 4-ball now and draw that one back. That way he doesn't have to worry. Even better shot there on a 4. If he shoots that 6, it may just come up a little bit too high. So now he's got a good shot on that 6-ball. Could drift him back up above it. But the shot on the 8 comes up a little higher than he wanted to. And it does not look like that 8-ball goes in this corner that we're looking at. He's going to try to go ahead and back cut that one. Very makeable, but not an easy shot either. It's leaving Johnny once again with a open opportunity. Johnny's starting to take care of some business over here. I just want to get too close to that one. Not sure he'd like to go down the table and come back up for that 10, but looks like a pretty tough combo. And that 10, if he can just make it, then he'll have a shot in the side here in a moment. And unfortunately, with catching that point, it doesn't even give that cue ball a chance to make it to that bottom rail or anywhere. And leads Wayne a straight in shot on that 8-ball. So Wayne running at 6-0 right now. And again, for anybody that's out there, watching, I know it kind of seems a little bit one-sided here. I want to remind you that this is Johnny's first time coming out here, and if you get the chance, and I hope you do, to come out here and shoot, you'll see the kind of differences that this environment is from what we're used to. Once you've been out here once, you kind of know what to expect, and typically shoot a little better the next time. But don't ever doubt somebody's ability just because you saw them out here for the first time. It comes up with a dry break on that one. Johnny with a nice little combo shot there, and like he has decided a 3-ball on the side. We'll have to watch the speed a little bit here, or go ahead and punch that one forward, let it come around a couple rails. It drifts a little, and he may have gotten okay on that 2-ball in the corner. Just go ahead and let that one right at the top and back out, as that 4-ball does Going to that same corner. Comes down a little far. Looks like you might have to go down for that 6 ball on this next one. See if he's might be blocked from that one as well, and he is. So he's got himself into a little bit of trouble here, and I don't know if he's comfortable with jumping as he's lining up for that 7 ball. Tries to pockets Wayne ball, and the good thing is he's tied that 10 up pretty good. So while Wayne's shooting some of these other ones, he's gonna have to make sure to keep an eye on an opportunity to break that 10 ball out, because cue ball does not look like it slides behind that without hitting the 7 first.
Done this fucking shot and took all night.
Looks like Wayne was trying to see if he couldn't break that one out. He might have got a little quick on trying to work on that breakout, but he did get 2 balls broke out, but then of course it kind of jammed everything up a little bit on him out here in the middle around that 8 ball. So he's going to have to, a little bit different story to deal with there, as when Johnny's looking at the long 5 ball shot. Ooh. Shoots that one a little hard. And the one thing, anybody that plays on diamond tables enough, I don't honestly don't know where he typically shoots or what kind of tables they have there. But normally speaking, whenever it comes to diamond tables like what this one is, it's not tight pockets. They are the standard 4.5, but they are pro cut pockets, which means that if you're going to shoot it a little on the firm side, then it better be straight in the middle of the pocket, because it will reject them back out. You can slow roll them in, but push them in hard. Got to be accurate. Swing finds a hole through there. Now he can start looking towards down table. He's going to go for a bank shot, maybe trying to cut that one in the side as well. Just decided to go ahead and bank it. A great shot on that one. Wayne taking a look here. Looks like he's calling out 14 cross side. Trying to use a little bit of that one pocket play to his advantage, and gets it over by the pocket, which isn't a terrible shot. So in a way, he's kind of setting himself up for success with the way it's spreading it out, because he does have the 8 ball covered, and it looks like that 15 will go down there whenever it comes time. Also leaving that 11 ball. 10 balls is Wayne's only problem, but at the moment, it's a little bit more on the side of Johnny's problem to deal with, and it looks like he's going to get there first. He sinks this one, gives it a good try, and floats down the table a little bit. And with that little tiny nudge, and it looks like that 15 does still potentially go. We'll see how he decides he wants to deal with that. Almost catches that one, but not able to. And now Wayne actually has a pretty good opportunity to open that up. He doesn't have to play safe to the extent of blocking a shot. I would say he's going to go behind. I'm a little surprised he's going to go ahead and mess around with that one, as long as he's got those in the middle. That's a bad hit. So positive side for Wayne is that although that was a bad hit, that 7's still in just as much trouble as it was before. The good part for Johnny is that he does have ball in hand, and looks like he's taking a little bit of a long route to come back down, as he's going to try to let it drift off the front of it, which means he's going to basically have to draw into it. That's gonna have to be reasonably accurate to come down at that kind of angle, and yeah, that's gonna bounce off. So it's gonna leave him a shot at it, but he wants to be a little careful here. Maybe see if he can't get that 7 ball down on the bottom. Yeah, that was a tough way to play it there. As with that kind of slow roll, that's pretty much what was going to happen, is just being able to open that one up. But on the positive side, Johnny's 7 ball does now have an open pocket, so he can determine whether or not to wait for Wayne to blow that 8 ball out of there, or so Wayne got himself into a little bit of trouble on that one. But again, at the moment, Wayne doesn't really have to do too much because he does have that 8 ball covered. It does not have a pocket where it's sitting right now. Wayne taking a good look there, and I can't imagine he's going to want to open that 8 ball up, so probably just trim this one. He's shooting straight into it. That's a very dangerous idea for him. Now he's opened it up for a loss of game. Well, Johnny coming to the table with a big break here. A little frustration from Wayne back there in the background, and Johnny doing a good job. And now Johnny gets that monkey off his back a little bit, and because we all know that the hardest 2 games is the first one and the last one.
First, dumbass.
So he's got the first one out. Let's see if he's able to come back through and turn this one back around and tighten this game back up. Only person in the house that wouldn't like to see this one tied back up is the opponent. And us as the viewers, yeah, we're not worried about that. We want to see a close game.
I broke. I broke first. I break on the odd games, you break on the even. And that was game 7, so you break on game 8.
Johnny coming up to break and see if he can go ahead and get that cue ball solid into the middle of that one. As that was very, very close there. He just barely caught the outside of that one, but it's a pretty solid break. So now everything's spread open. Obviously, most of the balls stay down here on the bottom, but that's a reasonably open table there. So again, now that Johnny's got that first game under his belt, you can go ahead and rip through these. Johnny's looking up at that 3 ball, and he does want to draw it, but again, gotta be on target for putting these in the middle if you're gonna shoot. And when you're trying to hold a ball or trying to shoot a little bit of a strong draw, you definitely have to hit the middle of those pockets, or these pockets will make you pay for it. Again, that's a little advantage that Wayne has, and he's definitely shot his fair share out here. Again, most of them being 1 pocket, so things are a little easier for him. Some of the tougher shots, just because of having played out here before, but still the same pockets for everybody shooting, so they can miss them just the same as you can. Johnny trying to force that one up table a little bit, kind of costing the accuracy on the shot itself. Wayne making a nice cut. Now, is he going to get the reward out of it, or is it going to sit in a bad spot like it looks like it did? Wayne with a little bit of a tough cut here. He's going to send a few balls flying. Ooh, leaves Johnny a good opportunity here. I think the only trouble that Johnny has is maybe that 5 ball. Everything else can find a pocket. Sitting pretty straight on that 4 ball. So don't know how easy it would be for him to be able to kind of get it on the lower side down here of that 5.
Yeah.
He's looking around for the bridge. Yeah. The other side of the room. Now, if he's going to play this one forward, he's going to need to play it a little bit of basically rail first and kind of catches the bottom as it looks like he was maybe just trying to draw back out on that one. Scoops it up a little bit and sends it off the table. Wayne doing a nice, Wayne doing a nice job over here with pulling that one. And just to say that, doesn't quite catch enough of the edge. It ends up a little flat on that 9 ball. So a little bit tougher cut shot. Scratches right in the side. Johnny coming back to the table with ball in hand. So this is one of those just needs to take a look. I'd like to see him get that 5 ball out of there first. He has to be careful on how he does it. I think that's the only one he's going to have a little bit of issues with when he comes back down. He's got a plan for it. And let her rip. That angle, he could, as long as he makes that 2 ball, it will drift down. Gotta use the right speed. Does a great job all the way around, so Johnny, don't ever listen to me again. All right, well done. I tell these guys to stop standing in front of the camera. Maybe I'll tell him after this game. Looks like Johnny's going to go ahead and shoot that one all the way up table, and that's got a good chance. Great shot from Johnny on that one. Second look at that one. That's probably about the prettiest shot I've seen him shoot the whole match here. All right, Johnny taking it back to within 2 games over here, so definitely a much tighter race than what it was before. Each passing game that goes by, again, that newness of the venue starts to wear off a little bit. So people see Johnny starting to make a little bit more of a run at it. And I want to understand these two are pretty even shots in the first place. So that 2 games of being the first time out here was probably a really good call on Johnny's part, as it gives him that opportunity as it's gone, where he can get this first 2 games and kind of get that newness kind of worn off a little bit and come out and start shooting, as he's won the last 2 straight games. Still got a lot of work to do. It's looking better than the way that it started. It's going to get a little bit more confidence in that stroke as well. Doing a good job of moving around the table.
Guess he had to show me how to use bridge, y'all.
Making a nice shot there. Gets a little bit lucky as that one ball just happens to come up and leave him a shot over there side pocket. Otherwise, the next one was going to be a little tough. So, a little slow roll of that one. Hell, if 8 ball does not look like it has a straight in shot, so he's going to try to bank that 7 ball. So I'm sure he probably wanted a lot of things to happen. I think that was about the last that he wanted to happen, as he was probably aiming at, or wanted that 7 ball to go to that lower rail, come off the bottom of that 8, open that one up. But now, Johnny comes back to the table, opportunity, and I believe, just like that, we're going to see a defense really jams that table up. So Wayne only having a 7 ball on the table and leave himself a lot of options. Looks like he's just going to go ahead and jam a few more up over there and start cluttering things up for Johnny. Not necessarily a terrible shot either, because that's basically saying if you don't run him out, then I'm going to get out. And what he probably didn't want to happen was for it to stay jammed up like that. I like the thought. The execution didn't quite work out on this one. So now it's up to Johnny to figure out how to clear this table. Now he's taking that one in the bottom left side. Puts a good draw on it so that it makes sure that it stays away from that cluster of balls down there. It's got a good opportunity right now if he wants to go ahead and make that 9, clear that pocket. But decides just in case, he'll go ahead and shoot up table and let Wayne have to earn that one. Bobbles the pocket a little bit, but leaves a good 7+ feet of distance for Wayne. And Wayne, not only does he have to try to figure out how to follow that 7-ball in, he's just going to try to take the pocket. Only thing about this one is that Johnny has a 10-ball sitting right in the corner and a 3-ball to help him get back down table. So just needs a little bit of speed control. This one actually all he needs to do is just bump it in. Catches it a little hard, but if that goes all the way down to that bottom rail, he's going to have an open shot. And it looks like it's tough to say from here. I don't have a great camera angle to really look at it, but it sure looks like he can play rail first. Get on that and get up on that 11-ball. And the way he was just pointing there would take sort of a draw shot to come back out, which makes that one rail kick much tougher. I'm kind of surprised that he's going to shoot up the table on this one. So it looks like he was planning on a little bit more of a defense. The speed kind of caught him. Wayne has an opportunity now. Slow rolls that one in, leaves himself for an 8-ball on the left side of the pocket. His first game in the last 3. Nicely done by Wayne. Moves those chains up to 7 and 4. Still a ways from done, but gotta be a little careful on some of those mistakes. And again, new tables, speed can get very difficult on whenever it comes down to a table that you haven't played on before. Johnny coming in with a nice break on that one and smashes this table wide open. Let's see which direction he decides to go, but if he's got it'd be nice if he had a little bit of angle on that 4-ball, and it doesn't. It looks like they're as flat as they can be back there, so his next shot is probably going to be off the rail. He can create a little bit of an angle and come off of it. But again, you have to be careful about the English you throw on this table when it comes to shooting into a pocket like that. And that's why. That will happen a lot. And he did create a lot of angles, so it kind of shows a lot of what happened on that one. He just gave it a little bit too much, so it kind of bounces off that bottom rail first. All the English that he put onto that cue ball really transfers heavy back over that 4-ball. So basically, whenever it caught that far rail, rather than spinning its way in, it actually spun its way out. So it kind of bounces a little bit and ends up with it being right where you see it. As far as I know, this is an open table, and I'm a little surprised because Wayne looks like he was queuing up to go with the stripes. Me personally, I like solids on this one. Trying to combo there to the side, and it doesn't work out too well. Johnny, an opportunity back up at the table. Johnny making a nice roll on that shot. cue ball comes up table a little further than what he would probably like. Looks like he has a couple of options, preferably that 4 ball we see at the bottom corner. And that 5 ball does have a larger pocket because of where that 4 ball is sitting. Caught a little too much rail on that one. So now Wayne's going to come to the table with pretty open. Wayne decided to go ahead and break that out, but I don't believe he quite got the justice that he wanted to out of that one, as it causes another cluster a little tougher up there. Shoots over in that direction, and if that one falls in the right spot, and he's done a nice job of giving himself an option on the that corner pocket and then opening up that last cluster that he has to deal with. He doesn't want that 11 ball to drift up too much, as he doesn't have a lot of corner pocket up there, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty tight. If he's aiming at it, then it must go. It may be a little bit of rail first on this one, which means he's going to slow roll it. And he makes a great attempt at it. Doesn't quite fall. He's queuing up at the right ball here. Just go ahead and pocket that 11. Don't try to make it. Just let that come back across and stay behind that one. He needs to slow down, and he looks like he very successfully did that. That's a great shot, and we'll see that Wayne's pitch and wedge come back out again. See if he can. Lightning can strike twice in the same place tonight. I'll probably call that one down in the corner, because as we talked about on one of the previous shots, with those 2 balls sitting down there, that becomes a really big pocket. Don't know which one he called. I guess we'll find out if it happens to go in. Makes a great shot and almost makes it in. More importantly, it's a great roll and leaves Johnny a little tough. He does have a side pocket shot. I think that's the only one I'd try for from here, because the other ones are a little deceivingly tough. Like even that 5 ball. Looks like he may be queuing up for that 5. Nope, the 3. And that's not an easy shot from where he's at. Looks like he's trying to play defense. He's a very long shot for Wayne. Only bad thing is that Wayne doesn't have to make the shot. He just wants to get it close to the pocket, but at least that 3 ball does get down there and give that 8 ball a little bit of trouble. So it works out well for Johnny now. He's got ball in hand. So 5 plus the 8 to go. And Johnny moving around the table, and as long as he's being careful of the difference between the getting into a rhythm versus shooting fast, he's doing good. And right now, this is another one of those that he doesn't necessarily have to make this shot, as long as he leaves that cue ball down table. But if he's trying to make this one and get a leave on the 8, see if they wasn't sure if they were going to talk about that one or not. Uh, that may have been a double hit on that one, but Wayne's got a reasonably easy out here.
Oh, man. Get right after the fucking four ball.
Nicely done by Wayne as he moves up to 8-4. So it has definitely hit that sort of critical time for Johnny, as Wayne is within 4 games of finishing this one up. And Johnny needs 8. So the advice to Johnny is find out what works and do it a lot.
Can break. Don't get brag, but I can't do shit. That's why I don't. What? So. Do it like that. Yeah.
So, sorry for being gone for a couple minutes. And Raheem, all the way from the Bronx, thanks for joining us. He was actually just telling me a little while ago he's shot a few games up in that direction. And Dylan, this is 200 a man that's on this one, so 400 in the middle. Wayne bobbling a pocket and giving Johnny a shot back at the table. And he's got a little bit of work over there on that far side because that 8 ball is protecting that 3 ball pretty heavy. But it does look like that 3 ball can go up here behind that 10. So he smashes that one open. Gives a courtesy ball over to Wayne. Looks like he's measuring up to see if that 5 ball goes. If it does, he can get really good position. As long as he controls that speed well. So that will float straight over to the side. And doesn't want to give too much top on as he's shooting. Actually, go ahead and break that up. And looks like he came out not too bad because Wayne's going to have to be a little careful going up table and coming back down. Because although that ball will go, he needs to make sure that he controls it coming back down for, I believe that's the 12 and 15 that's sitting right there beside his cue ball. That 12 will go, but he needs to control it to make sure he gets a shot on that 15. So he's got a little bit of work to do here. Makes a great shot on that one, keeps good control. But here kind of comes the all-important shot. As he could go forward or backward. I'd like to go ahead and stun this one a little bit and leave a little bit of angle to kind of come not quite straight back down, but back a little bit of an angle towards the left side as we look at it here. Doesn't leave much of an angle, so he's going to have 2 real shot here. He's going to force follow that one, which means he's going to be coming across the line that he wants to. As this one, well, he's going to draw that one back out. Let's see how that comes back down towards those 2 balls. Because he's going to have to, yeah, he has to put a heck of a stroke on that one to get it to do what I believe he was trying to do there. So now, cue ball is going to want to float a little. Now leaves Johnny few different opportunities here because he can go ahead and play one, or he can just send that cue ball up towards that top left corner pocket. Just go ahead and he may elect to go ahead and play it. If he can get that cue ball on that left rail pretty much anywhere in here, I think he'll be okay. That's an even better job now. Wayne does have a look at that 15, but even making that 15 leaves it a little bit difficult for getting his final ball. So Johnny did a good job of making sure that 3 got out of that little trouble zone where it was sitting, frees up that side pocket. I wouldn't be too overly concerned about that 2 ball, as Wayne's taking a tough shot over to the side pocket with that 15. Oh, decided to cut it. So again, Johnny has another opportunity. He can just bump that 3 ball, which absolutely, I don't believe there's any reason to try to make it. Doesn't want to move that 2. And really didn't want to get that 3 trapped up there, but with that little bit of movement, now Wayne can actually see that 13 ball. Oh, excuse me, that's not orange, that's 12 ball there. Decides to go ahead and play that 15 instead. Again, he's going to have to really work on some position play after this shot. It comes out pretty good. So now he's put Johnny in a little bit of a bad spot, considering that 2 and 3 over there is a little bit of trouble. And that can't really hide behind that 5 because that 15 sitting so much out in the open. So he's got his work cut out for him to get out of this game. Mr. Travis Croft, how are you doing today? See your comment there. We can't all be as good as you. All right, Wayne doing a good job of getting his out and creating a little bit more trouble for Johnny, as it does not look like. We'll take a good look here. And it doesn't have a straight shot on that 5 ball. He's going to have a little bit of a difficult time trying to play a defense off of that 2 and 3. So he's going to definitely want to get a little lucky on this one. That was a good attempt, just doesn't catch a rail afterwards. And Wayne comes to the table with ball in hand. He does a good job of not having to use a combo on that one. He's definitely feeling a little more confident with that kind of draw stroke and that kind of position play. He kind of let that go up into what's now our bottom right corner. He's shooting for the bottom left. And right in the middle, moves that one up to 9-4.
Yes, sir.
Break time, Alan.
Players taking a real quick break here. Hopefully everybody will stick with us. Shouldn't take but about 5 minutes. They're both going to take them pretty minimal. We'll be right back in just a moment. I knew these guys wasn't going to take too long, so. See how this last half goes. Wayne only needs 3. Johnny in a little bit of a situation. Needs 8. I'm sure with a great control break on that one as he finds the middle of that rack. Leaves a little bit of a clutter down there.
Excuse me.
Wayne trying to shoot hard and finding in the other corner pocket and getting off to a little bit of a slow start himself. And might be a little bit of that opening that Johnny needs. While Johnny's looking over the table here. Haven't posted the flyer yet, but for anybody that's, and I know there's a few of you out there that's been wanting to see some 14-1 or some straight pull, rack pull. It's got about 100 different names. Coming up on Tuesday, we have a 14-1 race to 25 between Mr. Brian Krieger and Carl Marks. Carl was out here not too long ago, just a couple weeks, and should be a good match. Carl actually was nice enough to come out here this weekend since I'm going to be trying to commentate on a game that I don't know how to play. It's nice enough to kind of step me through the process a little bit, and hopefully I know a little bit more now than what I did on Friday. He still beat the mess out of me, but that's all right. That's why I get to sit on this side of the glass, because I make all the shots from back here. Johnny making a few shots of his own. Seeing a little bit of new life, kind of bobbles that one a little bit. Kind of a little bit of a poke in the stroke. If you Johnny, if you go back and listen to this one afterward, and that might just be a natural way of stroking, but we do notice, not just on these tables, but on a lot of them, that try to smooth that out a little bit. See if it'll help straighten that stick out a little. Probably through on that one, so sound must be traveling in there somehow or another. Good shot, and gives himself a lead. A couple rails on this one. Should be able to get on that 4-ball. Oh, gets a unfortunate bump there. Johnny playing a smart shot there and putting it on the backside of that table and making sure that no matter what Wayne shoots at least it's got to go all the way up. So 9 foot up to this bottom right corner pocket. That ball keeps traveling a little bit. Almost got a shot on it, and I don't believe that Johnny usually uses a jump cue, or we haven't seen one come out yet. So he's going to be kicking at this one. That is definitely blocked. The Wayne getting a little bit of a fortunate roll on that. Decided to go all the way down table for that 1-rail kick. Probably the best direction to go at it. It's a great job. Nails that one right in the center of the pocket. So now, tough shot on the 8. If he kicks this one like he did the last one, could be one of the shots of the match. Looks like it's real close on where he wants to hit it and where that side pocket is, but he actually would be hitting just a little bit, just barely above that side pocket. Narrowly missing that 8-ball. And Wayne coming back with a whole lot of work to do. Taking a look down to see if that 15 goes, and it looks like it does, but it's awfully close. Fortunately for Wayne, he doesn't have to break those out anytime soon, as he can really just hide everything. Make a few and hide it, make a few. He does know how to play a defense game as well. But as soon as he gets out of trouble, you can be rest assured he's gonna leave it away from that 8-ball. Shoot this one aside, let it just sort of drift up a little bit, and leave himself that 5-ball back up in the corner. Or 5-ball. Let's try that again. 10-ball. Didn't get the color right, the number right. All right, Wayne's hitting a pretty good angle if he wants to push it forward. I'm surprised he decided to go on that particular side of it, but pushes forward. He's gonna have to get a little lucky. It really does not, unless that happened to have lined up for that combo, and if it did, you might be able to get out on this game. So with the angle it looks like he's going, it's a good try, but now, and you've got to be kidding. Can't believe that 1-ball or 9-ball came back up and got in the game. It's like it is blocking that 8-ball, so good lucky roll for Wayne, as I believe Johnny would have gotten out on that 8-ball. All right, makes a good hit, and actually gets a pretty good leave out of that one as well. Good job by Johnny and a good speed. Now Wayne's got to decide how he wants to do this one. And it's one of those, I think I would just leave that one all the way up table. And looks like he's come out enough to leave Johnny a shot. Johnny's queuing up like it's straight in. Just barely misses the shot. It's a little lucky as it blocks that 15-ball. So Wayne's only opportunity here is that 9-ball. A little bit of a error there on Johnny's part, and I'm sure that we're gonna see that 9-ball attempt to go in this bottom left corner. The cue ball just drift up and should leave him a pretty good shot on that 15 if he makes it, and way overcuts it. Johnny coming back to the table with a very makeable 8-ball again.
Alright, let's try this again. 25.
Johnny leaves it down there, but good news for him. It's where that cue ball is in relation to Wayne's shots. Wayne does pretty decent on banks, again with that one pocket background, but he's gonna have to bring a shot here, or it's gonna cost him the game. It looks like this is gonna cost him the game. He goes ahead and concedes that one. He's pretty sure Johnny's not gonna have too much trouble with that shot.
Thank you.
I'll give you one.
Thank you.
Johnny coming back from the break and taking off the first game, so it brings out within 4 as it moves to 9-5. Wayne's still up. Wayne still only needs 3.
I'm not shooting well right now. I don't know what the issue is.
This could be a little bit of a momentum shift.
This is normally where my opponent comes back on me and beats me.
Off the side of the head ball. But that cue ball does find its way back to the middle of the table. It's a nice break by Wayne as he does pocket one. Again, pretty open. I believe he's going to go ahead and just like that take the solids.
I know it's open.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah,
we'll do that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Okay. No, well, that's fine. That's fine.
And apparently they're playing. You have to take what you make. It looks like he changed directions and decided to go ahead and shoot the stripe. As he did make a stripe on the break. I thought this was open after the break, but apparently not. All right. Nicely done by Wayne on that one as he blocks everything that's on this end of the table. Here's Johnny with a long 6 ball on his bottom left corner. And that looks like it's pretty good. Great shot by Johnny. Johnny's starting to shoot a little quicker, and again, like we talked about before, I hope that's sign of confidence and not just shooting too quick. Not all players have a standard like a pre-shot routine. No, it's always heavily encouraged by pros. Doesn't necessarily mean it's for everyone. Wayne playing a pretty good defense on that one as he leaves it both behind the 8 ball and behind his own. Johnny can't directly see any of his, so he'll call that 2 ball in the corner.
All right. Good shot.
Looks like it's going to find, well, it just does nip that 2 ball, keeping it from scratching and also making a successful kick and not giving ball in hand.
Oh, no, he does it all the time. Yeah. Hey, let me go, man. I'm right in the middle of this. Yeah. All right. All right.
Johnny getting himself into position over there to be able to pocket a few in that corner. And although it would have been nice if he had gotten against the against that side rail, being able to shoot on that 2 to hopefully get him on that 5. He's got a little bit of work that he has to do here. I actually don't think I'd try to make this ball as opposed to just bumping the left side of it and trying to get that cue ball down that bottom rail right behind that 5. A little bit of a touchy shot. Definitely have to trust the roll. Like he's taking a second look and trying to decide how he wants to play this one. Look at it from the side and get a better angle of what he's looking at. And he is snuggled up pretty hard over there. He decides to go ahead and play that 5. I like that shot. Might have come out just a touch far, but he definitely has put Wayne's 9 ball in a little bit of trouble. Wayne's just going to play that defense back, guessing from some of the previous shots. Probably going to see, assuming that he can't see that 2 ball, he may be able to clip it off one rail. This is a little tough. This one could find its way into, just like that, find its way into the corner pocket. So if he catches the top of it, he's okay. But Wayne's gonna make him pay for that one, I believe. He's gonna play keep away for a little bit. Make these next couple of shots and then probably hide it right back down by that 9 ball, which means it's also going to open that 9 ball up. Here we are. Nice shot by Wayne. Upcoming difficult shot for Johnny. Johnny's now going to have to go 2 rails. Oh, that's a tough shot going to that short rail. All right, looks like he's lined it back up for that 2 rail shot. I think that's a whole lot easier. Trying to control that kind of English to to shoot away from the ball. Short rail. And actually didn't end up too bad because although he did foul, he did at least jam Wayne's back up. Wayne's going to play that one kind of like he did before and just bump it and stick it behind it. But as you see, each time that happens, Johnny's 5 ball starts getting a little bit closer. But at the moment, Wayne's still controlling the table. Mr. Brian Krieger, how's it going? And yes, actually I am. Again, kind of like I said before, I don't, still not very good at it. But at least I can talk about it. So 14-1, that'll actually, if I'm not mistaken, that'll be or Saturday whenever he was showing me how to play 14-1, was, I believe, the first time that's ever been played here. So, of course, that one was off camera, so you and Carl will be playing the first match of 14-1 out here, and something tells me it might spark a couple other people to want to do it. And there's plenty of people that like to play it. All right, Quinn makes a good shot there, making his ball and getting that 11 ball out. Go ahead and take a look and see where he needs to be for that one, as I believe he's probably just going to leave a little bit of angle and try to shoot that 11 ball. Thought it was going inside. Looks like he's going to try to go all the way up, but he may be back to going into the side now. He's kind of on the wrong side of that one a little bit. He'd really have to force that one up table if he decides to go all the way up. Again, shooting him too hard into these pockets can be dangerous, and he makes a nice shot into side pocket, gives himself that nice angle to go ahead and let that cue ball drift over. We have a potential 8 ball in the bottom right corner. Nicely done. Wayne moves up to 10-5. So Wayne needs 2, and Johnny needs to catch gear.
Oh. Look at that there. That was a gimme.
Green taking a pretty tough cut on that 6 ball there. She's kind of in one of those positions right at the moment where finish line isn't too far away. He can take a few more chances here and there. You don't want to do that too much. Start giving your opponent momentum to be able to come back, but it's quite often that whenever you do start getting this far ahead that you can play a little looser. You can try for a few extra things, and if your opponent comes back a couple of games and you go back to what you were doing before, I know a lot of people probably disagree with that thought process and say, just continue doing what works, and that's hard to deny.
All these balls on the table and not one ball can play a part.
Know what Wayne was hoping would happen on that one, and it's probably the right shot, but not an easy shot. And that's a whole lot of draw. If he would have made it, it wouldn't have come quite that far over, but it would have put him out far enough to make that 8 ball. And Johnny making a smart shot, getting that 14 off of the long rail side of that pocket. And Wayne gonna have to kick at that 2 ball. It looks like the natural angle for going after that 2 ball is blocked. So he will need to use a little bit of English to go ahead and hook that one down. He does, successfully hits, and looks like it's gonna stay up. It's a good hit from Wayne on that one. And now Johnny could go ahead and take that 14. Sure, he'd like to make it, but if he doesn't and it follows up, Can leave an awfully tough shot for Wayne. The shot potentially is there, but that's not a gimme cut. And a whole lot of traffic to get through to get back on that 8 ball. Wayne getting a piece of side of it actually kind of overcuts it a little bit. Doesn't exactly leave the easiest shot in the world for Johnny. So Johnny's going to want to think about this one a little bit from the perspective of what he can do to make sure that that cue ball stays hidden. I actually like to see him hit the other side of that ball and drift it out to... Ooh, well, if you can play defense like that, you don't have to worry about hiding the ball over on the long rail. Stick it back in the point, so he has all kinds of trouble trying to get out of that one. I'm gonna take a bit of a wild guess and say that Johnny might be coming back to the table with ball in hand. He's got a whole lot of points blocked. There is a 2-rail option, but sitting that far deep into that pocket, even that's going to be a little tough. Looks like he's made one hell of a hit on that one. So all credit to Wayne on that shot. Johnny lining up for a little bit of a tougher cut. Side pocket. Plays it very well. So now, he's got a couple of different ways. I actually like that 15 ball first and come back across table for the 11. He likes the 11 ball first. See it running into that 12 coming off of it. Completely misses that. He's himself that 12 ball now. A little bit of right hand English. And he can get himself right back on that top side of that 15 ball, a little higher than where he is now. Plays that one good, comes straight back up, but that's okay if it'll just slow down, leaving some room before that top rail. So again, just go ahead and roll that one in. Take a slightly tougher shot on the 8 ball. Don't try to be too fancy with it. That's exactly what he did. Now, sit on the 8 ball. So he can go side pocket or top corner. Whichever one he's more comfortable with. As he chooses that side pocket, drills it right in the middle of it, and a great job. Johnny picking up a couple more games after break, moving that to 10-6 and back within 4 games. Wayne decided to switch to that second ball break. Comes up a little dry, leaves clutters a little bit out in the middle of the table. Use that second ball break. It's a little more tricky because speed is everything. Everything's going to blast to one side of the table, or I should say one large corner of the table. Hit it too hard, and it all comes right back. Hit it too easy, it just goes to one side. So there's definitely a happy medium for everything just to sort of find its way to separate. Johnny not able to complete that first shot. Wayne coming to the table, almost straight in 10 ball. Just enough angle to get that up table a little bit, and really only has one issue out there. It looks like it's that 12 ball. Seems to be sticking around a lot tonight. Ooh, undercuts that one a little bit, leaves it right in the jaws of the pocket. Johnny coming to the table, and Johnny only has one tough shot, and it's that 3 ball, which, not counting a bank shot, only has a side pocket on the side that he's standing at now. Well, he does have a couple of balls that could get him over onto that side if he did elect to try to shoot that one straight in. All right, so Wayne and Johnny both claiming ownership of their bottom pockets down here. Wayne finding that one in, and wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't go ahead and take that 6 ball out of that equation, and he may play that combo first, then come back for that 11. I don't know if he wanted that one to drop or not. I was actually expecting to put a little bit more draw on that cue ball so that he could try to push that 11 through that 6. It looks like he may have a small window. At least he's looking towards a potential window by that to get to that 9 ball. That's where he's lining up now. Must be something about that one he doesn't care much for. Or it's just a little too tight.
Oh.
He catches that 4 ball, but it does at least leave that 11 ball out in the open. Johnny using that 6 ball to get himself a little bit better position over there. Now he's got a 4 ball on the side without too much trouble. And it might have brought that one out a little far, or you could just try that 7, either cutting it in the corner or cutting it in the side. Looks like maybe that 1 ball is his choice. Well done on that one as well. Got a 7 ball back at the other corner. Looks like he might be choosing to play defense on this shot. Change his mind a little bit there. Opposed to making a shot on that 5 ball, which left him good on the 7. But now Wayne comes to shot on the 11. He could actually follow that one and get on that 9 ball. If he does try and it somehow or another finds its way into that corner pocket. And slugged it a little on the hard side, but The track was looking pretty good. So Johnny now with a opportunity to get that 3-ball out of there. That was the one trouble ball that he had. Ooh. Apparently making that one in as it wipes the feet on the way in, but looking pretty good now. Johnny might go ahead and steal this one away as well. So he's got a good opportunity here. Is that shooting that 2-ball in, going against that right side long rail, but it just popped back out. Anything about middle of the table, which is just slightly more than pocket speed, would have got him where he needs to be, but that roll start going his way. So fortunately he misses the shot, but it did not get in the way. And Wayne out there messing with Steve the Moth. You asked him not to get aggressive towards our moth, but he does it anyway. Nice. Well played speed on that one, and Wayne may have found a way to get himself out of trouble here. He does. One more shot for the 8. Not a hanger, but typically speaking, should make this one. Taking a little second breath. If it doesn't catch that point, he used the whole pocket, but it went in regardless. So Wayne has found himself to the hill. Johnny still needs a few.
I gave you 3 games.
Yeah, but
3 games.
I gave you 4.
Hey, everything finds its way over to namely one side. Comes up dry on the break. Probably no harm, no foul there. As don't believe this is going to be a run on this table with a little bit of trouble built in for Wayne on both stripes and solids. That 14 ball does look like it has an awfully big opening, though, to take care of the first issue that's out there. Be surprised if he doesn't take that 14 on this one. So he can either go ahead and get all 3 of those out that's down here on this left-hand side, or go back up table for the 9 and give himself a better angle on that 10 ball shot. And he tries to stuff that one in, and just as we talked about before, if you don't hit center pocket on this table, it is not going to stay in there. So Wayne's actually got a pretty good angle here to both be able to make that. Just want to stun it over right there by that 2 ball. Be able to get himself out of that last trouble ball. Does the nice thing. I'm sure he'd like a little bit more angle on it, but regardless, he can still go ahead and get that one out. So if he draws that one back out. Oh. Just in time to get out of trouble, gets back into it because of overstroking the ball a little bit. I don't think it's so much the draw that got him on that one as it was the English to try to curve it back out. Johnny with a whole lot of opportunities. I believe everything he's got does have a pocket, including that 3 ball. And if it didn't before, that stripe sitting down there in that top right corner gives him a big old pocket. All right, nicely done. Whirls that one in as pretty as you please. He doesn't need too much more than just a stop shot on this one. It might have a little bit of angles. That stop shot may be a little tough. He could bump it, but he's still okay. This one, I think I'd shoot this a little further down. Try to make sure that I got on the... He got a little tough. He's got a tough shot on that 3, and to be honest, it's almost be a good time just to bump that 3 forward, leave it sitting almost locked onto that 14, and not try to make this shot. But it looks like he's queuing up to go ahead and make it. Yeah, there's nothing easy about that one. So Wayne coming to the table with pretty open. Go ahead and just play this one with a little bit of draw and rail first, and he shouldn't have any trouble getting back out of there. So he's going to force this one forward. Go ahead and walks that one up table. A nice shot. Wayne catching a little love off that point, lining him up for the 11 ball. I believe Wayne can smell the out from here. Probably wouldn't mind getting about as straight as possible on that 14, because he doesn't really want to go past it with that 11 ball sitting there, and does not do a good job on securing that 11 ball in as he's looking down table. Now Johnny comes with an opportunity. Just a little bit below center, let it go ahead and drift down table, and that 8 ball should stay wide open. And a nice job. Finally got one right. Fair shot of Johnny taking care of his 7th game. So closing that gap up just a little bit more.
Thank you.
That was. Well, if I make the 11, you lose. That's all right.
You see him on left.
Break the run right.
Oh, okay.
Well, I got to make a ball and break.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do first. You ain't been very successful at that. much. Get what he asked for, y'all.
Wayne missing an opportunity there, and on a good side for Johnny, real opportunity here, and doesn't want that one to go in. Wayne's got a tough kick on this one. Even kicking at it doesn't really give him real good opportunity. He tries to hit that with more of a Z-style shot and plucks a 6-ball in for Johnny. Don't smash it into the cloth. We don't usually charge. I think I'm going to charge him now for cleaning fee.
Too much.
Oh, do not want that to happen. That is the last thing that Johnny wanted to see. Scratch out when he had him pretty tied up. So Wayne's got a little work to do. This one, just move that one aside, try to stop it right where it's at. Take a long shot down table, and that 2-ball can actually help him out a bit. You can see Johnny looking in the window over here. Kind of a what the hell look. Wayne showing some confidence on his banks there, and should, as he drills that one very nicely. An open pocket. He's going to play that a little tighter to the rail. Kind of opens that pocket up even more with that 2-ball sitting there, as it's going to help it go in. Finishes this game off 12-7. It's all Mr. Wayne Caffrey. So,
Yeah, man, too many motherfuckers.
two great guys out here shooting. It's definitely a pleasure meeting Mr. Johnny Gibson. See a few other names out here, and
I'll be back.
hopefully you'll be able to join us as well. And
That was easy.
got that match 14-1 coming up between Brian Krieger and Carl Marks on Tuesday, and I hope that you guys will be able to join us. And until then, play a lot of pool, practice up a lot, and hope to see you soon. Really appreciate it, everyone.
Yeah. That was him that called me. He's like, oh, I want to play. I was like, you can play anybody that you want to play. I said, well, who do you want to play? He goes, well, I'll play you or Johnny. I said, well, you don't have to play me or Johnny. You can play anybody you want to play. But anything you want to.
Yeah.
Don't forget your stick.
I'm coming out here to smoke.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, he grabbed all the shit.